Proceed, my lady, to procure my fall, and by doom of death and woes and all.
Merchants of Syracuse, plead no more. I am not partial to infringe our laws. For since the mortal and intestine jars, twixt thy seditious countrymen and us, it hath in solemn synod been decreed, both by the Syracusans and ourselves, to admit no traffic to our adverse towns. Nay more, if any born at Ephesus be seen at any Syracusan marts and fairs. Again, if any Syracusan born come to the bay of Ephesus, he dies. His goods confiscate to the duke's dispose, unless 1,000 marks be levied to quit the penalty and to ransom him. Thy substance, valued at the highest rate, cannot amount unto 100 marks. Therefore, by law, thou art condemned to die.
Yet this my comfort, when your words are done, my woes end likewise with the evening sun.
Well, Syracusan, say in brief the cause, why thou departst from thy native home, and for what cause thou camest to Ephesus.
A letter with my sorrows give me ease. In Syracuse was I born and wed, with her I lived in joy. Our wealth increased by prosperous voyages I often made to Epidamnum, until my factor's death, and the great care of goods at random left, drawn me from kind embracements with my spouse, from whom my absence was not 6 months old before herself, almost at fainting under the pleasing punishment that women bear, had made provision for her following me, and soon in the safe ride where I was. There had she not been long, yet she became the joyful mother of 2 goodly sons, which was strange. Like the other, as could not be distinguished but by name. At the very hour did the self-same inn, a meaner woman was delivered of such a burden, male twins both alike. Those, for the parents were exceedingly poor, I chose and brought up to attend my sons. My wife, not merely proud of 2 such boys, made daily motions for our home return. A lead from Epidamnum had we sailed before the always wind, obeying deep gave any tragic instance of our harm. The sailors sought for safety by our boat, and left the ship and sinking right to us. My wife, more careful for the Latin-born, had fastened him onto a small spare mast, such as seafaring men provide for storms. To him one of the other twins was bound. I had been like heedful of the other. At length the steeds waxed calm. The sun at length gazed upon the earth. The steeds waxed, and by benefit of tuition light, the seas waxed calm, and we discovered 2 ships from afar making amain to us. According to that of Epidaurus this. But ere they came, oh, let me say no more, gathering sequel by that which was before.
Nay, forward, old man, do not break off so, for we have pity though not pardon thee.
But where the ships could meet by twice-side leagues, we were encountered by a mighty rock, which, being violently borne upon, our helpful ship was split in the midst, so that, in this unjust divorce of us, fortune had left to both of us alike, what to delight in and what to sorrow for. My wife, poor soul, seeming burdened with lesser weight, but not with lesser woe, was carried with more speed before the wind. And they 3 were taken up by fishermen in Corinth, as we thought. At length, the other ship had seized enough, gave healthful welcome to its shipwrecked guests, and therefore homeward did they bend their course. Thus have you heard me severed from my bliss, that 5 misfortunes of my life prolong, to tell sad stories of my own mishaps.
And for the sake of them thou sorrowest for, do me the favor to dilate at full what hath befallen of them and thee till now.
My youngest son, and yet my eldest care, at 18 years became inquisitive after his brother, and importuned me that his attendant, so his case was like reft of his brother, but retained his name, might bear him in the quest of them. 5 summers have I spent in furthest Greece, roaming clean through the bounds of Asia, and coasting homeward came to Ephesus, hopeless to find, yet loath to leave unsought, or that, or any place that harbors men. Yet here must end the story of my life, but happy were I in my timely death, could all my travels warrant me they live.
Hapless Aegean, whom the fates have marked, to bear the extremity of dire mishap, now trust me. Were it not against our laws, against my crown, my oath, my dignity, my soul would sue as advocate for thee. And though thou art adjudged to the death, and past sentence may not be recalled, yet I will favor thee in what I can. Therefore, merchant, I limit thee this day, to seek thy life by beneficial help. Try all the friends thou hast in Ephesus. Beg thou
innocent, hapless Stoppagine when was procrastinating his lifeless end.
Therefore, give out your addendum, lest your goods too soon be confiscated. This very day, a Syracusan merchant is apprehended for arriving here, and not being able to buy out his life according to the laws and statutes of the town, dies near the weird sunset in the west. Here's your money that I have to keep.
Go bear it to the Centaur, where we host, and stay there, Dromio, till I come to thee. Within this hour will be dinner time. Till that, I'll view the manners of the town, peruse the traders, gaze upon the buildings, and then return and sleep within my name. For with long travel I'm stiff and weary. Get thee away.
Many a man would take you at your word and go indeed, having so good a mean.
I trust you, villain, sir, that very often I am dulled with care and melancholy, lightens my humor with his merry jests. What, will you walk with me about the town and then go to my inn and dine with me?
I am invited, sir, to certain merchants, of whom I hope to make much benefit. I crave your pardon. Soon after, at 5 o'clock, please you, I'll meet with you upon the mart, and afterward consort you till bedtime. My present business calls me from you now.
Farewell till then. I'll go lose myself and wander up and down to view the city.
Sir, I commend you to your own content.
He that commends me to my own content commends me to the thing I cannot get. I to the world am like a drop of water that in an ocean seeks another drop, who, falling there to find his fellow forth, unseen, inquisitive, confounds himself. So I, to find a mother and a brother, in quest of them, unhappy, lose myself. Here comes the almanac of my true date. What now? How chance thou return so soon?
Return so soon? Rather approach too late. The cave burns, the pig falls from the spit, the clock has struck in 12 upon the bell. My mistress made it 1 upon my cheek. She is so hot because the meat is cold. The meat is cold because you come not home. You come not home because you have no stomach. You have no stomach, having broke your fast. But we that know what 'tis to fast and pray are penitent for your default today.
Stop in your wind, sir. Tell me this, I pray. Where have you left the money that I gave you?
The 6 pence that I had on Wednesday last to pay the saddler for my mistress's crupper. The saddler had it, sir. I kept it not.
I'm not in this sort of humor. Tell me, and dally not, where is the money? We being strangers here, how darest thou trust so great a charge from thine own custody?
I pray you, sir, as you sit at dinner, I from my mistress come to you in post. Methinks your ma, like mine, should be your clock and strike you home without a messenger.
Come, Dromio, come, these jests are out of season. Reserve them till a merry hour than this. Where is the gold I gave in charge to thee?
To me, sir? Why, you gave no gold to me.
Come on, sir knave. Stop, have done your foolishness, and tell me how thou hast disposed thy charge.
My charge was but to fetch you from the mart, home to your house, the Phoenix, sir, to dinner. My mistress and her sister stay for you.
In what safe place have you bestowed my money, or shall I break this merry sconce of yours that stands upon jest when I am undisposed? Where is the 1,000 marks thou hast of me?
I have some marks of yours upon my pate, some of my mistress's marks upon my shoulders, but not 1,000 marks between you both. If I should pay your worship those again, perchance you will not bear them so patiently.
My mistress's marks? What mistress? Slave hast thou?
Your worship's wife, my mistress at the Phoenix, she that doth fast till you come home to dinner and prays that you will hie you home to dinner.
What? Wilt thou plow me thus into my face, being forbid? Hold, take thou that and that, sir knave.
What mean you, sir? For God's sake, hold your hands. Nay, and you will not, sir. I'll take my heels.
Upon my life, by some device or other, the villain is overwrought of all my money. They say this town is full of cozenage, as nimble jugglers that deceive the eye, dark-working sorcerers that change the mind, soul-killing witches that deform the body, disguised cheaters, prating mountebanks, and many other such like liberties of sin. If it proves so, I'll be gone the sooner. Out to the Senate car to seek this slave. I greatly fear my money is not safe.
Neither my husband nor the slave returned, that in such haste I sent to seek his master. Sure, Luciana, it is 2 o'clock.
Perhaps some merchant hath invited him, and from the mart he's somewhere gone to dinner.
Good sister, let us dine and never fret. A man is master of his liberty. Don't go or come. If so, be patient, sister.
Why should their liberty and ours be more?
Because their business still lies out the door.
Look, when I treat him so, he takes it ill.
Oh, no, he is the bridle of your will.
There is none but asses will be bridled so.
Why, headstrong liberty is lashed with woe. There's nothing situa under heaven's eye, but hath is bound in earth and sea and sky.
Men more divine, masters of all these, lords of the wide world and the wild watery seas, are masters to their females and their lords. Then let your will attend on their accords.
This servitude makes you to keep unwed. But were you wedded, you would bear some sway.
Ere I learn love, I'll practice to obey.
How if your husband starts some other way?
Till he come home again, I would forbear.
Patience unmoved, no marvel though she pause. They can be meek who have no other cause.
So thou, that hast no unkind mates to grieve thee, with urging helpless patience, wouldst relieve me.
Well, I will marry one day, but to try. Oh, here comes your man. Now is your husband nigh.
Say, is your tardy master now again?
Nay, he's at 2 hands with me, and that my 2 ears can witness.
Say, didst thou speak with him? Knowest thou his mind?
He told me his mind upon mine ear, beshrew his hand, I scarce could understand it.
Or spake he so doubtfully thou couldst not feel his meaning?
Nay, struck he so plainly I could too well feel his blows.
But say, I prithee, is he coming home? It seems he hath great care to please his life.
Why, mistress, sure, my master is horn mad.
Poor mad, thou villain!
I mean not cuckold mad, but sure, he is stark mad. When I desired him to come home to dinner, he asked me for 1,000 marks in gold. 'Tis dinner time, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Your meat doth burn, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Will you come home, quoth I. My gold, quoth he. Where is the 1,000 marks I gave thee, villain? The meat, quoth I, is burned. My gold, quoth he. My mistress, sir, quoth I. Hang up thy mistress. I know not thy mistress. Out of thy mistress! Quoth my master. I know, quoth he. No house, no wife, no mistress.
Go back again, thou slave, and fetch him home.
Go back again and be new beaten home? For God's sake, send some other messenger.
Back, slave, or I'll be thy baby cross.
And he will bless that cross with other beating. Between you I shall have a holy head.
Hence, painting, peasant, and fetch thy master home.
Am I so round with you as you with me that like a football you do spread me thus? You spread me hence, and he will spread me hither. If I last in this service, you must case me in leather.
Why, how impatience lowereth in your face.
His company must do his minion's grace, whilst I, at home, starve for a merry look. Hast homely age the alluring beauty took from my poor cheek? Then he hath wasted it. Are my discourses dull, barren my wit? If voluble and sharp discourse be marred, unkindness blunts it more than marble hard. Do their gay vestments his affections bait? That's not my fault. He's master of my state. What ruins are in me that can be found by him not ruined? Then is he the ground of my defeatures. My decayed fair, a sunny look of his would soon repair.
self-harming jealousy. Fie, beat it hence.
Unfeeling fools who with such wrong suspense. I know his eye doth homage otherwhere, or else what's let it but he would be here. Sisters, you know he promised me a chain. With that alone he would detain. Since it's my beauty cannot please his eye, I'll weep what's left away, and weeping die.
Many fond fools serve mad jealousy.
The gold I gave Dromio is laid up, safe as the centaur, and the heedful slave has wandered forth, and care to seek me out, by computation in my host report. I could not speak with Dromio, since at first I sent him from the mark. See, here he comes. How now, sir? Is your merry humor altered? As you love strokes, so just with me again. You know no centaur? You receive no gold? Your mistress said to have me home to dinner. My house is at the Phoenix? Wast thou mad that thus so madly thou didst answer me?
What answer, sir? Whence spake I such a word?
Even now, even here, not half an hour since.
I have not seen you since you sent me hence, home to the centaur. With the gold you gave me?
Villain, thou didst deny the gold receipt and toldst me of a mistress and a dinner.
I am glad to see you in this merry vein. What means this jest? I pray you, master, tell me.
Yeah? Thinkest thou I jest? Hold, take that.
Hold, sir, for God's sake! Now your jest is earnest. Upon what bargain am I given it?
Because that I familiarly sometimes do use you for my fool and chat with you, your sauciness will jest upon my love, and make a comment of my serious hours. If you will jest with me, know my aspect, and fashion your demeanor to my looks, or I shall beat this method into your sconce.
Sconce, call you it? So you would leave battered. I had rather have it a head. And you use these blows long, I shall seek my wit in my shoulders. But I pray, sir, why am I beaten?
Dost thou not know?
Nothing, sir.
Shall I tell you why?
I, sir, and wherefore. For they say every why hath a wherefore.
Why? First, for flattering me, and then, wherefore, for urging it the second time.
Was there ever such a man that's beaten out of season, when in the why and the wherefore is neither rhyme nor reason? Well, sir, I thank you.
Thank me, sir, for what?
Marry, sir, for this something that you gave me for nothing.
I'll make amends to you next to give you nothing for something. But say, sir, is it dinner time?
No, sir. I think the meat wants that I have.
In good time, sir. What's that?
Basting.
Well, sir, learn to jest in good time. But soft, who else is yonder?
I, Antipholus, look strange and frown. Some other mistress hath thy sweet aspects. I am not Adriana nor thy wife. The time was once that thou would urge this vow, that never words were pleasing to thine ear, that never objects pleasing in thine eye, that never touch well welcome to thy hand, that never meat sweet savored in thy taste, unless I spake, or looked, or touched, or carved to thee. How comes it now, my husband? Oh, how comes it that thou art thus estranged from thyself? Do not tear thyself away from me. For no, my love, as easy mayst thou fall a drop of water in the breaking gulf, and take unmingled that same drop again, as take from me thyself, and not me too. I am possessed of an adulterous blot. My blood is mingled with the crime of lust. For if we two be one, and thou play false, I can digest the poison of thy flesh, being strumpeted by thy contagion. Keep then fairly in truce with thy true bed. I live unstained, thou undishonored.
Lead you to me, fair dame? I know you not. In Ephesus I'm but 2 hours old, as stranger to your town as to your talk, who, every word by all my wit being scanned, want wit in all one word to understand.
Fie, brother, how the world has changed with you. When were you wont to use my sister thus?
She sent for you by Dromio home to dinner.
By Dromio?
By me?
By thee. And this thou didst return from him, that he did buffet thee, and in his blows denied my house for his, me for his wife.
Did you converse, sir, with this gentlewoman? What is the course and drift of your compact?
I, sir? I never saw her till this time.
Villain, thou liest. Her very words thou didst deliver to me on the mark.
I never spake with her in all my life.
How can she thus then call us by our names, unless it be by inspiration?
How ill agrees it with your gravity to counterfeit thus grossly with your slave, abetting him to thwart me in my mood. Come, I will fasten on this sleeve of thine. Thou art an elm, my husband, I a vine, whose weakness, married to thy stronger state, makes with thy strength to communicate. If aught possess thee for me, it is dross, usurping ivy, briar, or idle moss, and all for want of pruning, with intrusion infects thy sap, and live on thy confusion.
To me, she speaks. She moves me for her theme. What? Was I married to her in my dream? Or just leave by now and think I hear all this? What error drives her eyes and ears amiss? Until I know this sure and certainty, I'll entertain the offered fallacies.
Dromio, come with the servant spread for dinner.
Oh, for my beans, I cross me for a sinner. This is the fairyland, oh spite of spites. We talk with goblins, owls, and sprites. If we obey them not, this will ensue. They'll suck our breath, or pinch us, black and blue.
Why praise thy thyself and answer not? Dromio, thou drone, thou snail, thou slug, thou sot.
I am transformed, master, am I not?
I think thou art in mind, and so am I.
No, both in mind and in my shape.
Thou hast thine own form.
No, I am an ape.
Thou art changed to aught, tis to an ass.
It's true. She rides me and I long for grass. 'Tis so, I am an ass. Else it could never be, but I should know her as well as she knows me.
Come, come. No longer will I be a fool, whilst man and master laugh my woes to scorn.
Come, sir, to dinner. Dromio, keep the gate.
Husband, I'll line above with you today, and try you of 1,000 idle pranks. Sirrah, if any ask you for your master, say he dines forth, and lets no creature enter.
Come, sister. Dromio, play the porter well.
Am I in earth, in heaven, or in hell? Sleeping or waking? Mad or well advised? Known into these, into myself disguise. I'll say as they say, and persever so, and in this mist at all adventures go.
Master, shall I be porter at the gate?
Aye, and let none enter lest I break your pace.
Come, come, Antiphilus, we dine too late.
Good Senior Angelo, you must excuse us all. My wife is Jewish when I keep not ours. Say that I lingered with you at your shop as you've been making of our cartonet, and that tomorrow you bring it home. But here's the villain that would face me down. He met me on the mart, and said I beat him, and charged him with 1,000 marks in gold, and that I did deny my wife a house. Now drunkard thou, what didst thou mean by this?
Say what you will, sir, but I know what I know. That you beat me at the mark. I have your hand to show. If my skin were parchment and the blows you gave were ink, your own handwriting would tell you what I think.
I think thou art an ass.
Mary, so it doth appear by the wrongs I suffer and the blows I bear. I should kick, being kicked, and being at that pass, you would take for my heels and beware of an ass.
You're sad, Senior Balthazar. Pray God our cheer may answer my goodwill and your good welcome here.
I hold your dainties cheap, sir, and you're welcome, dear.
Oh, Senior Balthazar, either art flesh or fish. A table full of welcome makes scarce one dainty dish.
Good meat is common, that every trill affords.
And the welcome more common, for that's nothing but words.
Small cheer and great welcome make a merry feast.
Aye, to a miserly host, and more sparing guest. But though my cates be mean, take them in good part. Better cheer may you have, but not with better part. But stop, the door is locked. Go bid them let us in.
Maud, Bridget, Marion, Cicely, Jillian, Jen,
Mole, worst caveman, coxcomb, idiot, patch. Either get thee from the door, or sit down at the hatch. Dost thou conjure for wenches that thou callest for such store? When one is one too many, go get thee from the door.
what? Hatch is me and our porter. My master stays in the street.
Let him walk from whence he came, lest he catch cold on his feet.
Who talks within there? Ho, open the door.
Right, sir. I'll tell you when, and you tell me wherefore.
Oh, what for? For my dinner. I have not dined today.
Nor today here you must not. Come again when you
Anyway,
What art thou that keeps me out from the house like, oh?
the porter for this time, sir, and my name is Dromio. Oh, Dylan, thou hast stolen both my office and my name. The one ne'er got me credit, the other mickle blame. If thou hadst been Dromio today in my place, thou would change thy face for a name or thy name for an ass.
What a coil is there, Dromio? Who are those at the gate?
What my master is, Bruce?
Fate? No, he comes too late, and so tell your master.
Oh, Lord, I must laugh. I bet you with the proverb. Shall I set in my staff?
And that you with another, that's when, can you tell?
If the name be called Loose, thou hast answered him well.
Do you hear, you minion? You'll let us in, I hope.
I thought to have asked you.
And you said no. So come, quick, out! Wellstruck, there's a blow for a blow!
Thou baggage let me in.
Can you tell for whose sake?
Master, knock the door hard!
And knock till it ache!
You'll cry for this minion if I beat the door down.
What needs all that and a pair of stocks in town?
Who's that at the door that keeps all this noise?
By my troth, your town is troubled. Unruly boys.
Are you there, wife? You might have come before.
You're a wife, Sir Knave. Go get you from the door.
If you went in pain, sir, this knave would go sore.
Here's neither cheer nor welcome. We would fain have either.
In debating which is best, we shall part with neither.
They stand at the door, master, bid them welcome hither.
There is something in the wind that we cannot get in.
You would say so, master, if your garments were thin. Your cape there is one within. You'd stand here in the cold. It would make a man mad as a buck to be so bought and sold.
Well, I'll break in. Go fetch me something.
Break any breaking here, and I'll break your name's head. Man, break a word with you, sir, and words are but wind, and break it in his face, lest he break it not behind. See, there was breaking out of one's mind. Here's too much out of one. I pray thee let me in. I with fowls have no feathers, and fish have no fin.
Well, I'll break in. Go borrow me a crow.
A crow without a feather, master, meaning you so. For a fish without a fin, there's a fowl without a feather. If a crow help us in, Sirrah, we'll pluck a crow together.
Go get thee gone, and fetch me an iron crow.
Have patience, sir. I'll let it not be so. Herein you war against your reputation. Be ruled by me, depart in patience, and let us to the tiger all to din. And about evening, come yourself alone, to know the reason of this strange restraint. If by strong communion you offer to break in, down the stirring passage of the day, a bolder comment will be made of it, and that supposed by the common realm against your Yakimawa estimation, that may with foul intrusion enter in. For slander lives upon succession, forever house or against possession.
You have prevailed. I will depart in quiet, and in despite of mirth, I know a wench of excellent discourse, pretty and witty, wild, and yet too gentle. This woman that I mean, my wife, but I protest without desert, hath oftentimes upbraided me withal. To her we will to dinner. Get you home and fetch the chain. By this I know 'tis made. Bring it, I pray you, to the porpentine, for there's the house. This chain will I bestow, be it for nothing but to spite mine wife upon mine hostess there. Good sir, make haste. If mine own doors refuse to entertain me, I'll knock elsewhere to see if they'll disdain me.
I'll meet you at that place some hour hence.
Do so. This jest shall cost me some expense.
And may it be that you have quite forgot a husband's office. Shall Antipholus, even in the spring of love, thy love springs rot? Shall love in building grow so ruinous? If you did wed my sister for her wealth, then for her wealth's sake, use her with more kindness. Or if you like, elsewhere, do it myself. Muffle your false love with some show of blindness. Bear a fair presence, though your heart be painful. Teach sin the carriage of a holy saint. Be a secret false. What needs she be acquainted? What simple thief rises unattained? 'Tis double wrong to chew on with your bed, and let her read it in thy lips at word. Shame hath a bastard fame well managed, though thieves are double within the word. believe, being compact of credit, that you love us. Though others have the arm, show us the sleeve. We in your motion turn, and you may move us. Then, gentle brother, get behind again. Comfort my sister, cheer her, call her right. 'Tis holy sport to be all vain when the sweet breath of fire conquers strife.
Sweet mistress, what your name is else I know not, nor by what wonder you to have mine. Less in your knowledge and your grace you show not, than our earth's wonder more than earth divine. Against my soul's pure truth, why labor you to make it wander in an unknown field? Are you a god? Would you create me anew? Transform me then, and to your power I yield. But if that I am I, then well I know your weeping sister is no wife of mine, nor to her bed no homage do I owe. Far more to you do I decline. O train me not, sweet mermaid, with thy sister's note, to drown me in thy sister's flood of tears. Sing, siren, for thyself, and I will go. And spread o'er the silver waves thy raven hairs, and as a bed I'll take them and there lie. And in this glorious supposition think, yet he gains my death that hath such means to die. Let love being light be drowned, as she sings.
What, are you mad that you do reason so?
Not mad, but maiden. How, I do not know.
It is a fault that sprang from your eye.
For gazing on your beams, fair sun, being by.
Gaze where you should, and that will clear your sight.
As good to wink, sweet love, as look on night.
Why call you me love? Call my sister so.
Thy sister's sister.
That's my sister.
No, it is thyself. Mine own self's better part. Mine eye's clear eye. My dear heart's dear heart. My food, my fortune, and my sweet hope's aim. My soul is heaven, and my heaven's claim.
All this my sister is, else should be.
Call thyself, sister, sweet, for I am thee. Thee will I love, and with thee lead my life. Thou hast no husband, nor I no wife. Give me that hand.
Oh, soft sir, hold you still. I'll fetch my sister and get her goodwill.
I found out, Romeo. Where runnest thou so fast?
Do you know me, sir? Am I Romeo? Am I your man? Am I myself?
Thou art Romeo? Thou art my man? Thou art thyself?
I am an ass. I'm a woman's man beside myself.
What woman's man? And how besides thyself?
Mary, sir, besides myself, I'm due to a woman. One that claims me. One that haunts me. One that will have me.
What claim lays she to thee?
Mary, sir, such claim as you would lay to your horse, that you'd have me as a beast. Not that I, being a beast, she would have me, but that she, being a very beastly creature, lays claim to me.
What is she?
I have but lean luck in the match, and yet she is a wondrous fat marriage.
How dost thou mean a fat marriage?
Mary, sir, she's a kitchen witch, and all in grief, and I don't know what used to put her by, but to make a lamp of her, and run from her by her own light. I warrant her rags and the tallow in them will burn a Poland winter. If she lives to doomsday, she'll burn a week longer than the whole world.
What complexion is she of?
Swart, like my shoe, but her face not the castle can catch. Her why she sweats. A man may go over shoes with the grime of it.
That's a fault that water will mend.
No, sir. 'Tis ingrained. No, its flood could not do it.
What's her name?
Nelson. But her name's 3/4. That's an L and 3/4. Will not measure her from hip to hip.
Then she bears some breadth.
No longer from head to toe than from hip to hip. She's spherical, like a globe. I can find countries in her.
In what part of her body stands Ireland?
Mary, sir, in her buttocks. I found it out by the bogs.
Where Scotland?
I found it by the bareness, far in the palm of her hand.
Where France?
In her forehead, armed and reverted, making war against her hair.
Where England?
I looked for the chalky cliffs, but could find no whiteness in them. But I guess it stood on her chin, by a salt room that ran between France and it.
Where Spain?
Faith, I saw it not, but I felt it. On her breath.
Where stood America, the Indies?
Oh, sure, upon her nose. All are embellished with rubies, carbuncles, and sapphires.
Where stood Rajah of the Netherlands.
Oh, sir, I did not look so low! Ugh. To conclude, this drudge, or diviner, called me Dromio, laid claim to me, swore I was sure to her. She told me what privy marks I had about me, such as the one on my shoulder, or the mole on my neck, or the great wart on my left arm, that I, amazed, ran from her as a witch. And I think my breast had not been made of faith, my heart of steel. She'd have turned me to a curdled dog and made me turn to the wheel.
Go, I be presently, close to the road, and if any swims a little way from shore, I will not harbor in this town tonight. If any bark put forth, come to the mark, where I will walk till thou return me. If everyone knows us, and we know none, 'tis time, I think, to trudge, pack, and be gone.
As from a bear a man would run for his life, so fly I from her that would be my wife.
There's none but witches do inhabit here, and therefore 'tis high time thou were hence. And she that doth call me husband, even my soul doth throw a wife before. But her fair sister, possessed of such gentle, sovereign grace, hath almost made me traitor to myself. Lest I be guilty to self-wrong, I'll stop my news against the mermaid's song.
Master Antipholus.
Aye, that's my name.
I know it well, sir. Lo, here's the chain. I thought you were mistaken you with the porpentine. The chain unfinished made me stay this long.
What is your will that I shall do with this?
What please yourself, sir. I have made it for you.
You made it for me, sir. I bespoke it not.
Not once, nor twice, but 20 times you have. Go home with it, and please your wife withal. And soon at supper time I'll visit you, and then receive the money for the chain.
I pray you, sir, receive money now, for fear you never see chain nor money more.
You are a merry man, sir. Fare you well.
What I should think of this, I cannot tell. There's no man is so vain that would refuse so fair an offered chain. I see a man here needs not live by shifts, when in the streets he meets such golden gifts. Out to the mark, and there for Dromio stay. If any ship put out, then straight away.